Hello and welcome. It is 8:30, is the 22nd day of July, 2021. I am your grumpy guide to all things gaming, part 3 of our look at the Adventures in the Forgotten Realms Magic the Gathering cards. Thank you again to Cess Games and Anime here in Ventura and Robert McAllister for setting these aside. These are all cards that were discarded over the weekend during the pre-release because a lot of the players felt they weren't powerful enough. And they just tend to throw away cards they're not going to use from pre-releases, which is, I don't know, a waste of money, but whatever. So obviously this isn't a comprehensive list of all the cards, but it gives us a sampling of the set and how we could use the set as props for our game, and if there are any hints in the set for the possible future of Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering as we continue to see Hasbro do this cross-pollination between Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons. And we're using the good camera, which doesn't really work with my laptop because I'm hoping it gives a better imagery of the card. So let's start with blue. And right up there we have Fly. Fly. Yeah, you can see it doesn't really make much of a difference to what the cards look like. Fly. So I would use this as a spell token, I guess. Put it up for the, while the character's flying, and when the spell wears out, you remove it, and whatever, that's how you would use that one. You find the villain's lair. These are great for like wandering encounters. I guess you could make a wandering encounter deck instead of having a wandering encounter table and just have them pull the cards instead of roll the dice. I don't know. This one's iffy, but I just love the wording. So yeah. And here we go. All right, we're talking about hints. So here we have Mordekainen's Polymorph. Not like in the art. You could use this as a spell token for the duration of the spell, but most importantly, Mordekainen. Mordekainen, a character normally associated with Greyhawk, and as far as I know, has no real connection to the Forgotten Realms other than I think one spell is named Mordekainen's Fateful Butler or something like that. So does this mean Mordekainen is now officially a individual in the Forgotten Realms? That somehow the Forgotten Realms has gobbled up Greyhawk, or just Mordekainen has visited the Forgotten Realms from Greyhawk? And if so, does this mean we're going to see some Greyhawk related content in the future? I mean, it could mean nothing, but using that name, Mordekainen, does have a lot of implications, so there is a possible hint right there. Or not. Here we have a blue artifact called Trickster Talisman. So this is one you could definitely use to just put in your treasure pile, and when they find the treasure, you hand them the card. As long as the card is in their possession, it does, whatever you want. But should they lose the card? Oh, well, you lost the magic item because you lost the card. This, that's how I would use that. I would use that as a treasure token. Here we have a blue elemental, Air Cult Elemental. I would use this as a monster token, except I really don't like that art. But yeah, that's how to use that. I use it as a monster token. Here we have Bar the Gate. For players holding things down. I could use this as a spell token or an encounter token, I suppose. Here we have another one. You see the guard approach. Again, great wording. It's such a D&D adventure-y type just thing. You see a guard approach. I guess I could use this one, to if you wanted to pass a note to somebody and you didn't want anybody else to know. If they went off on their own to search, and you could be like, okay, do you tell your friends or not? That'd be how I would use that one. Here we have another one, Rhyme Shield Frost Giant. I would use this one as a monster token, but again, I don't really like that art. Here we have another great wording. Not sure how I'd use it as a prop in the game, but it says, you come to a river. So again, great, just awesome, inspiring D&D role-playing, classic, iconic imagery. Not sure how I'd use it as a prop in a game, but yeah, it's got someone. Here we have Ray of Frost. Ray of Frost does have an effect. You know, it slows the individual down, so you could put this under the individual to represent the duration of the spell, and when the spell wears off, you just remove it and use it again next time. Here we have Clever Conjurer. I would use this to represent an NPC if they encountered this individual and I wanted to show them a picture. Just pull this card out and go, "You meet this dude." So there's a use for that there. Scion of Stygia with some of the new mechanics on it. Again, same thing, you know, NPC. Blue Dragon, obviously monster token. If I don't have a blue dragon figure, I would just throw this down on the, you know, board and go, you run into a blue dragon. So that one's perfect. Jajin Wind Shear. I don't know if that's a spell or a monster or something that a Dijin does now in 5th edition. Don't really like the art. I mean, it's very pretty, but I couldn't use this, so that one's probably not. Secret Door. Just put it down on the map, and when they find the secret door, or you know, if somebody's sneaking up ahead and exploring, and you don't want the rest of the party to know, you hand this to them, and it's up to them whether they say they found a secret door or not. So that's probably how I'd use that. Here we have Silver Raven, a blue artifact. Again, this would just be perfect for a token for a treasure that was found. Hand it to the player. As long as they have the card, they have possession of what the item does. You could put the information on the back or just, you know, somehow interpret what it says as the card. And if they lose the card, they've lost the item. Contact Other Plane, a spell token. Keep this up for the duration of the spell. And when the spell wears off, remove the card till next time. Sudden Insight, again, spell token. While the spell's in duration, you put the card up, and when the spell wears off, you remove the card. You have Charm Sleep. As if normal sleep wasn't bad enough. Now we have a sleep that also charms them. When the sleep wears off, their Charm Person and Sleep combined in one spell. That's just frightening. So again, I would use this as a spell token. Eccentric Apprentice. NPC token, if they encounter this individual and you want to show them what they look like. And our final blue card, Shortcut Seeker. Again, NPC token. You just keep this on hand, and if they run into this individual, you just go, bam, this is who you meet. Here's his picture. So those are the blue cards from the Adventures of the Forgotten Realms Magic the Gathering set. Again, we're hoping that this would give us some hints for the future of the cross-pollination. The only one that makes me interested is the Scion of Stygia, because Stygia is another plane, and of course the Mordenkainen card, because Mordenkainen is an individual from a reality that is different from the Forgotten Realms. So what does this mean? Because we know there's Mordenkainen named spells in 5th edition, Mordenkainen's sphere of clothes drying or whatever, but Mordenkainen, up to now, as far as I know, is not an actual entity in the core world of the Forgotten Realms. So what does this mean? Are these hints for Planescape? I think that's what most of us are, you know, hoping, as we see some sort of D&D Planescape, and that there's hints in this Magic set. Says this is his core Magic set, and there are cross-pollinations between D&D and Magic, as Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro has said. So what does this mean? Since we have Magic the Gathering D&D settings, we have D&D settings, and now we have this Magic the Gathering D&D themed card set, are there hints to the future of the product line in the card set? And so far, just right in blue, we have 2 potential hints. So there you go. If you appreciate this content and want to see more, let me know. If you don't appreciate this content and never want to see me talk about Magic cards again, let me know. You know what? Subscribe. If I hit 600, 500 subs, I'll stop talking about these. The best way to make me quiet is to give me what I want. What do you think of the new camera? Does it make any difference? It just makes me look even more lopsided. Till next time, talk to you later. And stay off my land.